Hey everyone, happy Beauty Tip Tuesday. Welcome to my live demo. I am Michelle Rocco. I am an elite presenter with Younique. These are naturally based cosmetics that I'm going to be sharing with you and using while educating and providing some sort of value regarding some beauty tips for you. So I go live every Tuesday with some fun beauty tips, okay? Hey Jillian, how are you? So make sure you subscribe. You can send me a friend request if we're not already friends. If you are new to me and you've never seen me before, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard the beauty train, okay? Hey Donna, hey Fran, hey Carrie, how are you guys? All right, so let's get started. So I wanted to talk about foundation no-nos, okay? These are a lot of mistakes that people make when they're putting foundation on, okay? Hey Elizabeth, how are you? If you're tuning in, say hey in the comments while I get set up here. And of course, if you have any questions along the way regarding anything, whether it's foundation or the tools or anything, feel free to comment and I can help you, of course. Hey Amanda, hey guys. Thank you, I'm feeling great. Hey Renee, hey, how are you guys? I'm feeling very good, thank you. I'm just a little tired. I get tired now midday. And because I'm so busy at work during the day too, by the time I come home, I'm like ready to just pass out. So, and the baby's so active. Like they say that in the third trimester, right? Like the movements slow down, apparently. But not for this one. Today I'm in like multiple meetings and I can't even like focus on what I'm doing because I've got this thing moving. It's like crazy. So, I mean, it's amazing. I love it. I really do. But it's just funny that it is so active. Okay, so let's talk. Hey, Joanna, how are you? Okay, let's talk about it. So if you guys use foundation, raise your hand, show me some hearts. I know foundation is it's a little scary for people. It was scary for me because I always felt like it was something that people put on to mask their beauty, to kind of like hide themselves and that you would look completely different. And in reality, that's not what foundation is about. And I think that it's important to be okay with using foundation, and it doesn't have to be like that heavy cakey stuff. I don't use that. Younique is not really heavy or cakey. If it was, I would not use it because I absolutely can't stand that feeling. And they kind of range from like light coverage products like a tinted moisturizer, hallelujah, that exists, all the way to like a cream foundation if you need that. So there's different levels and coverage options. So powder, Liz uses powder. Yes, I'm a powder girl myself, especially in the summer because I find that my skin gets a little bit more, it's not as dry in the winter. Like the winter time, my skin's super dry, so I resort to a BB cream, which is a tinted moisturizer, to kind of add that hydration. Now that it's like the warmer days, I'm actually able to transition. I'm using the liquid foundation, which dries to a powder matte finish, which I love. And I actually find that it works well. If I try to use that in the winter time, I notice that I can see the flakes a little bit more because you can't put powder on top of dry skin, okay? And then of course like a BB cream, well, like I said, BB cream's great in the winter time for when you're drier. And then in the summertime, powder you're gonna be your best friend, especially if you're in the sun, you kind of get a little tan. You just wanna maybe like even out your skin tone a little bit, take away some of the redness maybe from the sun exposure. Powder is gonna be your best friend if you have a little bit of like that oil going on, okay? So those are just some of like the little tidbits, and the seasons play such a huge role with your skin. Kind of tune into that. Sometimes your skin is not going to be the same in December as it is in June. You have to kind of play around with that, and if a product is not working the same way as it did 5 months ago, that might be the problem, okay? So just kind of like take a step back and think about what season it is, you know, and how your skin looks and reacts to it, and then you'll be able to kind of figure out and troubleshoot, okay? And of course, if you need help with that, let me know. Hey, Aunt Karen. Hey, Samantha. Okay, so let's talk about some basic things that people do that they're not supposed to when it comes to foundation. The first thing is either not using a primer or using too much. I get asked a lot. This here is our Glorious Primer. And primer, it's super thin. Like, I mean, literally when I put it on, I feel like I have nothing on at all. But primer is going to give you that smooth canvas before you put anything on top. So it's kind of like painting a wall, right? If you got holes in your wall, you can't just paint over it. You're gonna see the hole. So primer helps to kind of to patch up those holes and those lines and give you that smooth base before you apply anything on top of it. A lot of times people complain because like they'll put the product on and they still see their pores, or they still see their lines, or whatever the case is, and cracks and crevices, and you find out that they don't use a primer. And primer is going to be really key to helping that solve that problem, okay? So this primer specifically is just a very thin, it's clear, if you can see that on my finger. It's clear, it's thin, and you don't even need a lot, and it's literally like silk. Like, it just kind of goes away. Super silky smooth. I absolutely love it. And now I don't go a day without the primer. So that's just a little tip. And if you use too much of it, if you're putting like way too much on, the foundation, if you go to put something on top, it is not gonna lay right because you have way too thick of a barrier there and a layer on top of your skin. Your foundation is not going to apply right at all. So you need to be careful with how much you're putting on. You really don't even need that much of the primer, at least the Younique primer here. Okay, the next thing that I find a lot of people struggle with is your coloring and your shading, and a lot of times you might be wearing the wrong color. And again, the seasons and the time of year play a huge role in that. I mean, even depending on where you live, whether you're on the West Coast, the East Coast, the seasons, whatever, I am not the same color as I am in the dead of winter versus the dead of summer. So you have to kind of accept the fact too that your skin tone's gonna change, and you might have to just swap out for a different shade. It's okay, it's not that big of a deal. But for example, actually let me just put, I have stuff on already from the morning, but that's okay. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on my face. And this is how I apply it. You can use a brush if you want. I just end up using my fingers, to be honest with you. And this is the primer. It's a very thin layer. And of course you always want like clean hands. So this, I put my makeup on after the shower, so I'm clean. And I always just kind of, you know, just go over it a little bit. And it literally feels like you have nothing on. And you worry like, oh, maybe I should put more on. Don't put more on, you don't need it, okay? So that's the primer. Now, for example, we're gonna show you, I'm gonna show you a couple different things here. So I'm gonna take my brush. I'm gonna take this foundation, which is really my current color. It's called Taffeta. Hey Kim, how are you? And I'm going to place this on the brush. I'm gonna do half my face with this color, okay? I have to check on your BB cream to see if it shipped out. I have to see. Did you get a shipping notification, Kim? I have to look in my back office and see. Okay, and then you know what? When it comes to color matching, I am looking for some volunteers. I'm kind of doing like a color matching school, like a training on it. So I'm looking for some volunteers to be color matched. So if you want to just be color matched and kind of help me, you know, continue the learning process, I would really appreciate that. You can let me know in the comments or send me a message or something, and I'll color match you just kind of to see. Okay, so we've got taffeta on this side. So you notice like my face didn't really change that much, okay? Now I'm gonna actually take, this is our powder. Okay, Kim, I'm gonna look in my back office and I'm gonna check on the status of that. So this color is clearly darker, okay? And believe it or not, in the summertime, I actually can get away with using this color. I mean, that's pretty dark, but sometimes I'll mix it too with other shading. So you can do that too. Like this makeup is mineral based, so you can actually mix colors together. I do that all the time, like especially with the BB creams. The BB cream I actually like will mix 2 colors together to get my shade. So you can kind of play around with it. But let me just take this brush and I'm gonna show you. Like, look how dark it is. And we're doing half my face this color. Okay. Now, wouldn't everyone want to be this tan? Of course. But no, you don't use that color foundation. It'll look ridiculous. You look like a raccoon because everything else is like lighter, right? And you're not matching your neck. Okay, you see on this side it matches the neck. On this side, clearly it doesn't. So even though you might want to be nice and tan, this is not going to be your color, okay? You're going to look insane. So you got to be careful with your choice of coloring. And whether you're in a store or you're, let's say, you know, on my website or things, there's different ways that we can help color match you, and I try to do a couple different techniques so that we can really narrow down to the best shading, because there's a lot to choose from. And I mean, look at this. And so you can see, like, it doesn't match, right? So you don't want to be using a color that doesn't match your neck. It's really important to go by your neck too. So when I do color match, I ask for a picture with no makeup on and kind of like in a natural lighting, but to show your whole side view, including your neck, okay? So when you're in front of a window, or, hey Patty, hey Krista, when you are in front of a window or outside, not in direct sunlight though, and when you look at a picture, you can tell. Like, you can tell when there's a shadow cast over you, okay? You want to avoid that. When you're in that natural lighting, that's going to give you the most natural picture to send me to be color matched, because I'll be able to really see your true undertones, okay? So that's just an example of what not to do. I mean, clearly I used, like, it's way too dark, especially for right now. But I can get away with this, like if I've just come in from the pool or something and I am nice and tan, I can actually get away with this color, but that won't be for a while. So, there you go. There you have it. Using the wrong color. And sometimes it could be too light as well. So you really want to be matched correctly. Hey Cheryl, how are you? Okay. The next thing, so, and actually just so you know, 80% of women are wearing the wrong color. So it's really crucial to make sure that you are color matched by a professional with what you're looking at, because your undertones play a huge role. Whether you tan or you burn in the sun, that's always going to be a question. Getting that natural lighting photo with no makeup on, that's huge. You can't really just look at a scheme of colors and just pick one. There's a couple more things that go into the process of really choosing the right color for you, okay? So don't worry if you're one of the 80% is a lot of people. So, okay. All right. Using dirty makeup brushes. So your brushes, I talk about this a lot. Your brushes make or break your makeup application, okay? Whether it's your face or your eye makeup, you need to make sure you are cleaning your brushes. Do I do it every day? No, I don't do it every day. But you need to be doing it fairly often especially if you're using a specific brush on a daily basis. Like I have been using the liquid foundation brush. Okay, it's labeled here. All the brushes of Younique's anyway are labeled, so you know what to use them for. Hey Michelle, how are you? And so like if you're using something every day, I really would suggest taking a couple minutes on the weekend to just clean them out. Okay, and then you let them dry this way. Like you want the brush, the head of the brush down so that you don't get any water in the inside. If you dry it this way, the water is going to seep into the middle and it's going to break up anything that's holding the brush together. So you always want to make sure, I always like to hold, like maybe lean it up against the ledge, or if you have one of those cute holders, they sell those like brush holders after cleaning them, you could put it in there and it'll have, you know, keep your brush kind of the head down, okay, so that you don't ruin the inside. So make sure you're cleaning your brushes because stuff does get built up in there. Of course, you know, some of these brushes are made very, very well. They are high quality brushes that prevent that from happening, but there's still going to be some stuff in there. It's not magic where you're not going to get buildup within your brushes. So if you're using these every day, you want to make sure you are cleaning them somewhat frequently. I know it's a pain in the butt. This Michelle, she's making me clean my brushes too often. I totally get it. It's like taking your makeup off at night. Who wants to do that? But it's really, really crucial because number one, it's going to help your application. I'm telling you, the next time that you use it when it's brand new and clean, you're going to see a difference compared to after using it for a good couple weeks straight without cleaning it. You're going to see a difference. Okay. So make sure you're cleaning your brushes. Next up, using your foundation right out of the box or right out of the packaging. So you want to make sure, for example, hey Casey, how are you? You want to make sure that, for example, if you have like a liquid foundation or even a powder, you take it out of the box, you give it a little shake, okay? You give it a little shake. It's kind of like, it's so funny, when we get our protein powder, Sean always, my husband always shakes the whole bottle because you don't know how long it's been sitting there. Not that it's expired or anything, but it's on a shelf, right? So you want to make sure you're shaking it up before you start using it, just to kind of like, you know, reactivate it. And that's kind of the same thing with your product. So you want to make sure you give it a shake. Same thing with the liquid foundation. You can kind of roll it back and forth if you wish, or even if it's just been kind of sitting, maybe you've gone a week without using it or a couple weeks or whatever the case is, just you always want to, you don't want to just like open it randomly and start using it. You want to make sure that you kind of reactivate it, give it a little shake, give it a little, you know, whatever, like this. Roll it, shake it, whatever you want to do a little dance, okay? And then in this case, it's in a dropper. So I don't know what foundation you might be using, but if it's in a dropper like this, you want to actually empty the dropper as much as you can first, and then go back in and grab the product to apply, okay? So make sure you're doing that as well. Okay, what else? So just a little tidbit. So those are kind of like the foundation no-nos. Those are the mistakes, a lot of the mistakes that people are making when it comes to their foundation. Now, another thing is using the wrong type. You might not even realize that the foundation you're using is not the correct type for you. Like I said in the beginning, your skin type, whether you're dry, oily, normal, that's going to play a huge role in the type of foundation that you get, because these are different products, okay? If you have really dry, flaky skin, you do not want to be using powder. If you have mature skin, powder is not really the best thing for you because it's known to kind of like gunk up in, you know, fine lines and wrinkles. Even with the help of primer is going to be fantastic, but even still, when you get older, sometimes if you have, you know, very textured skin like that, textured meaning like if you have, you know, lines or wrinkles, Powder is just going to kind of like build up in between everything. So that's why we say to avoid powder if you have more mature skin. Okay. If you have, same thing on the reverse, if you have really oily skin, you don't want to be using a cream foundation. Okay. You don't want liquid based products on your skin. If you have maybe combination skin, like I find that my skin is pretty combination. I'm fairly dry, more so like on the majority of my skin, but then I'm oily in my T-zone. I find I can actually get away with using the liquid foundation because it dries to a powder finish. So you're kind of getting a mixture of both. Now when I use this, I actually always combine it with concealer just for a little added coverage. And nowadays I need that. A lot of people I think kind of want that. So you don't need a lot of product. People sometimes look at this and be like, oh my God, I'm not putting that on my face. I understand 100% because I was so not that person. It's literally a couple drop like this. You barely need anything because a little bit goes such a long way. Combined, it's literally just a couple drops of everything and you're good. You don't have to be using a lot at all. When you use too much, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see that you're wearing foundation, you're gonna feel it, and I'm telling you, you're not gonna like it. So make sure you start off very small and then you can build on it if you want more coverage, okay? So the liquid concealer actually adds more because it's liquid, it adds more hydration. So with someone with drier skin, or combination skin, you can get away with really kind of combining the two and you should get some good hydration from that, okay? But if you're still one that really like flakes and has really dry skin, I probably would not recommend this liquid foundation only because you're gonna see the flakes, okay? But if you kind of have like just a little bit of dryness, or you know, maybe it's just a seasonal thing, you can definitely try this. I mean, a lot of folks, this is one of our top sellers. So with combination skin, normal skin, even maybe a little oily versus a little dry, like it's kind of meant for a lot of different skin types. So you can definitely try this out, okay? So that's sort of the difference between all these different foundations. A BB cream, for example, is just a tinted moisturizer. It's amazing. It's like, when I found this out, it's like, oh, hallelujah. Kim, you got this, the tinted moisturizer. This is the hydrating one. So this is a complexion enhancer. It's light coverage. And again, this is typically what I do in the winter time, because the winter time my skin is very dry. And so BB cream every day because it's hydrating. And for extra coverage, I add a drop or two of the concealer just for added, like I said, added coverage plus added hydration because it's liquid based. So you're gonna get that liquid onto your dry skin, okay? Yes, ma'am. Hey, Dana, how are you? And so those are just you know, different types of foundations. You want to make sure that you know your skin type, whether you're normal, dry, oily, combination. You have to know that before you are picking any type of foundation product, okay? Because we don't want you using the wrong one. If you have dry skin, I really don't recommend a powder. You really shouldn't be using a powder because it's gonna show the flakes, okay? So let's talk about that. If you need help, hey Heather, how are you? If you need help with color matching, please let me know. I do have some of the products that I showed tonight, I actually have on a deal right now for 30% off in this month's bundle. Plus there's free shipping still going on right now. So I'm trying to take advantage and let you guys know about the free shipping because I hate paying shipping. Everyone hates paying for shipping. So it's a great time to take advantage if you need a refill or you want to try something new. Take advantage of the free shipping. And so like I said, we've got 30% off of these products, and I can kind of share with you what would be the best fit for your skin type. We can color match you and get your flawless face going very quickly, okay? So feel free to comment on this video. You can share it with your friends if you think that this will be helpful for some people who you know who may wear foundation or maybe want to start wearing foundation. We can test it out. I can help with a little consult. I do that all the time virtually. So feel free to let me know or let your friends know, okay? And that's it. So that's Beauty Tip Tuesday. I hope that this was helpful to you and valuable. And just, you know, watch the replay. If you are watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. And just kind of stay in tune with what's going on. Make sure that your color matches and you're not totally mismatched. And if you need some help, let me know because I'm your gal. Okay, send me a private message. You can text me. Whatever you want to do, you can contact me at any time. So, and of course, you can check out anything that I've used or showcased here. Ingredients, anything are on my website, which is feelbeautifulbymichelle.com, that you can check out at any time. All right, everyone, so have a great night. Thank you so much for being here. It truly means the world to me. Again, I'm Michelle Rocco. I'm an elite green status presenter with Younique, and I'm just super happy to be here. I go live every Tuesday night with a Beauty Tip Tuesday that you can use at home that is hopefully valuable. And of course, throughout the week, I do different demos and fun things with you guys too. So tune in, subscribe, friend request me, follow me, whatever you want to do. I would love to connect. All right, have a great night, and I will see you guys very soon. Love you all. Bye.